Hi, you guys. Happy Tuesday. I wanted to come on and say hello and give you some tips today on what to do with the foam rollers that you have. So, a lot of people have these foam rollers and don't really know what to do with them. So, I wanted to make sure that I came on and educated you a little bit how to use the foam roller and what it's all about. Myofascial release is great to find those adhesions and release the overactivity in the fascia and the tissue that's not enabling the joint to get full range of motion. So it's just as important to release over tightened muscles as it is to strengthen muscles that are weak. So it goes hand in hand. When there's an area that's too tight, the opposing group is typically weak. So we want to release the muscles and then strengthen the opposing group as well. So let's get started. We're going to just do the 3-foot roller first, and I'll show you some stretches that we can do here. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit on the end of the roller like so and lean all the way back. And just this in itself is going to be tough for some people to balance on the roller. So make sure that you're really tightened in your core and you're in that posterior pelvic tilt, tightening through the waistline here. So we're going to start with a T move, and you're just going to bring your arms all the way out and open up through the chest. The shoulders round forward, and they're very tight on a lot of people. So this T move and this stretch is really great to open up through the chest and shoulders. And then every once in a while, I'll have my clients clap and then go back into that motion. The next one is going to be a Y. So we go all the way up like you're doing YMCA. And then we're going to go to an I move where you just go straight back. Now you have to be careful not to force this. If you don't have a lot of flexibility here to get your arms all the way back, that's okay. You might be right about here. One side you're typically going to feel is going to be tighter than the other side. So once this roller goes in between your shoulder blades, if your traps and rhomboids back there are really tight on one side versus the other, you're going to feel tightness behind one shoulder blade or the other. So again, we got T, Y, and I. And you want to hold each one of these for about 30 to 45 seconds. Now we're going to go into what's called a snow angel. So you're going to go from here and then go all the way down and then all the way back up. This is great for shoulder mobility and getting range of motion back in that joint. And again, you may find that one side's really restricted. You have to go very slow on this and make sure that you're listening to your body. All right, next we're going to do one arm up, one arm down. And I call this a swimmer. One arm up, one arm down. And one side you'll feel, again, one side's always going to be tighter than the other typically. We want to try and make sure that we're working on that tighter side a little bit more. So if one side's more restricted going back, then hold it longer on that side. All right, next one we're going to be here and then squeeze open through those shoulder blades. So here and then squeeze, and then I'll also take this move into an internal and external rotation. And then you can also do it this way. So closing up your elbows and spreading your shoulder blades apart and then opening up and squeezing through those shoulder blades. Squeezing through those shoulder blades. Good. And you can also do pelvic tilts on here, which is great to strengthen through your core. So a lot of people have extension in their low back here. So pressing your back into that roller and holding that will help to tighten all those muscles and get you stronger in your core as well. So that in itself is an exercise. Also, if you want to work on core, you can lift one leg and balance, or once you become a little more advanced, which is tough, you can do both legs at the same time. And then work up to, adding in your arms, which obviously I'm struggling with, so that's a hard one. So this in itself is great core work as well. It's tough. All right, so that is a 3-foot roller as far as vertical on your back. Now there's different things that you can do as far as releasing the calves. So you put one leg over the other right about in the middle of the calf. It's usually really tight on a lot of people. You can do chest. So go right underneath the armpit and you can go against the chest or roll back and get the lats. This one is tight on so many people. This is a great area to release for a lot of people. That feels so good. All right, so they also have, a lot of people have the regular foam rollers, but they also have come up with the vibrating foam rollers, which are awesome for calves. So you take the roller, vibrates, and again, you can use that underneath the calf. Now, the nice thing about the vibration is it doesn't hurt as much. It kind of confuses the pain receptors. So it allows for release without as much pain behind it. So if you are really tight, just holding this on one area is going to be enough, or you can add that other leg on top. Now, sometimes the vibrating foam roller is a little bit much when rolling the upper body as well, but you can even just hold the roller and go against the TFL. So if it's too tight for you to actually lay on the tensor fascia latte, which would be like so, and I've shown that in other videos, if that's too tough and it hurts too much, then you can just hold the roller and do release as well. And believe it or not, a lot of times the abdominal area is really tight on people. So you can go down and just like hold it up against, so you go right above the hip bone and hold it up against those abdominal muscles. And believe it or not, on a lot of people, these are very tight. It's a little bit of an awkward feeling in the beginning. But these muscles, if they're really tight, if these muscles are really tight, then it can disrupt the digestive as well. So the other thing they have now is the Hypervolt. So some people have heard of this, some people have not. Let me show you a little closer. Hypervolt. And it is a handheld massager. So this is really good as well and does percussion. And this is going to help release more of the global muscles, the larger muscles. It's not as effective on those stabilizers. So you're typically going to see more of a release on the type 2A is what we call as far as a nerve. But anyway, so this is a handheld one, and you can go right up against certain areas with this. Now, you do have to be careful. If you're really tender in these spots, you can do this from the side. So you can just hold it and then go up against the area. It's great for forearms. A lot of people who type, they get really tight in those forearms. You can go right up against the hip flexor. And then definitely good for feet and calves even. So you can use this and go, you know how I love feet work. So you can go right in the arch of the foot there, or you can turn it off to the side and go alongside the foot. All the nerve endings in our body and in our extremities and our hands and feet. So a lot of people really don't even realize how tight they are in these areas until you get in there and do some release work. But this is nice because you can really target the area, and they have different endings here that you can switch them out. So this is great, and it feels amazing. So that's what I would suggest in ordering a few of those. You can just do the regular foam roller if you don't have the fancier items here, but they have those out there. And I always tell people, try to work on 20 minutes every single day. So people ask me, well, how often should I do this? Well, you want to do the myofascial release before you work out, and then you want to do the static stretching and the percussion after you work out. But do know that if you are deconditioned, the stimulus the stimulation to these muscles is going to make you sore if you're not used to working out. So the stimulation in itself with the vibrating rollers is enough to actually make those muscles sore. So about 3 to 5 minutes each group, maybe even 1 to 2 in the beginning is plenty, because you don't want to overdo it until you know how your body's going to respond the next day. So I hope this is helpful and gives you a couple ideas to work on, but try to include this every single day, and definitely before your workout, if you're releasing those muscles, it is proven to get better strength, better range of motion, and it prolongs the delayed onset muscle soreness. So all good things. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day, you guys.